pushing back. They're bring intention. But I bent this one. I do. That would be nice, and they're always with me.
All right.
All right, I've bent it a little bit.
Good evening. We'll call the meeting to order. Thank you for joining us. This is the Marion City Council meeting for Thursday, December 7th. Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Roll call, please.
Mr. Miskman.
Here.
Mr. Jensen.
Here.
Mr. Harper.
Here.
Mayor Abu Osley.
Here.
Mr. Brandt.
Here.
Miss Menser. Here. Mr. Sterned.
Present. Thank you. At this time, we have a moment of silence. Thank you. First on our agenda this evening is a proclamation for International Human Rights Day, December 10th, 2023. We have Angelica Venata from the Civil Rights Commission, the chair of the Civil Rights Commission, here to accept it. So I'll come down and read it. Would you like to join me up front? Before I read the proclamation, I just want to thank Angelica because she is completing her service on the Civil Rights Commission at the end of the year, and she has served very well and just been a great member of the commission and chaired it and helped to move the commission forward. So really appreciate all your work. How many years have you been on the commission?
I don't know.
Probably since the beginning, since it was formed, because it's about eight or 9 years old. Yeah. 9 years. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So thank you for your work. And I just want to take that opportunity while you're here. So, okay, our proclamation reads, whereas Human Rights Day is observed every year on December 10th, the day the United Nations General Assembly adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights in 1948. And whereas Human Rights Day recognizes the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, a milestone document that proclaimed the inalienable rights which everyone is inherently entitled to as a human being, regardless of race, color, religion, sex, language, political or other opinion, national or social origin, property, birth, or other status. It is the most translated document in the world, available in more than 500 languages. And whereas this year marks the 75th anniversary of this groundbreaking declaration, and whereas thanks to the declaration, the state's commitments to its principles, the dignity of millions has been uplifted and the foundation for a more just world has been laid. While its promise is yet to be fully realized, the very fact that it has stood the test of time is testament to the enduring universality of its perennial values of equality, justice, and human dignity. And whereas the Universal Declaration of Human Rights empowers us all, principles enshrined in the Declaration are as relevant today as they were in 1948. Now, therefore, I, Nicholas Abu Osley, Mayor of the City of Marion, Iowa, do hereby proclaim December 10th, 2023 as International Human Rights Day and urge residents of the City of Marion to stand up for their own rights and the rights of others. We can take action in our own daily lives to uphold the rights that protect us all and thereby promote the kinship of all human beings. Let's stand up for equality, justice, and human dignity. Thank you. You'd like to take that?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and pull out my phone because I do have a few comments, not very many, honestly. And so just on behalf of the Marion Civil Rights Commission, and this is my final official act of service for the Civil Rights Commission as my term ends at the end of the month. Thank you for honoring and recognizing International Human Rights Day. And thank you especially for all of the focus and on progress and engagement that the city of Marion and all of the departments have had over the last several years, and just making sure that there is freedom, justice, and equality for all of our residents of this community, but particularly those who don't often have equality and equity in their everyday lives. And so I hope that the work of the commission continues. I will continue to live in Marion for hopefully another 20 years, and who knows, I may come back and serve in some other capacity. But again, just on behalf of the Civil Rights Commission, thank you all for your work on equity in our community.
You, Angelica. At this time, we have a public forum, which is a time set aside for comments from members of the public on any topic that is listed on the agenda, but not part of a public hearing. Anyone here to address the council on items that are not on the agenda or are not on the agenda, there'll be a time for that at the end of the meeting. This time we'll take comments for items that are on the agenda but not part of a public hearing. Anyone here to address council, please come forward. Okay, we'll close this part of the hearing and move on to the consent agenda.
Mayor, I move to approve the consent agenda as follows. Items A1 through F2, resolutions 31711 through 31719.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda as presented, including items A1 through F2, resolutions 31711 through 31719. Any discussion on approving the consent agenda as presented? Okay, we'll vote. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda as presented, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say no. The motion is approved. For the next part of the meeting, I'll turn over the gavel to the Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mayor Pro Tem, I move to approve the consent agenda with Mayor Abu-Wassely's abstention as follows. Items A1 through F1, Resolution 31720.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda with the mayor's abstention as follows. Items A1 through F1, Resolution 31720. Any questions? Very good. All those in favor of the consent agenda with the mayor's abstention, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Back to the mayor.
Mayor, move to approve ordinance number 23-28, amending various sections of the Marion Code of Ordinances, including sections 24-3 regarding the Building Inspection Division, section 223-11 regarding nuisance abatement, and section 313-12.7 regarding automated traffic enforcement. This will be the final consideration.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the final consideration of ordinance number 23-28, amending various sections of the Code of Ordinances, including section 24-3 regarding Building Inspection Division, section 223-11 regarding nuisance abatement, and section 313-12.7 regarding automated traffic enforcement. Any discussion on the final consideration of this ordinance? All those in favor of approving ordinance number 23-28, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no. The motion is approved.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion directing staff to proceed with automated curbside collection service analysis utilizing the cart sizes as recommended.
Second.
Has been moved and seconded to direct staff to proceed with the automated curbside collection service analysis utilizing the recommended cart sizes. Discussion, yes, sir.
Yes. Thank you, Your Honor. Kim, I just wanted to make note in the agenda memo, in the summary section, the table, the far right column of that presently says 64 to 38 gallon large receptacle. And it's, yeah, I recognize it's a typo. I just wanted to make note of that for the public record. And I do note in the balance of the agenda memo, it's properly referenced, but just as a point of clarity. Thanks.
Thank you. Other discussion? Okay, all those in favor of the motion to direct staff to proceed with the automated curbside collection service analysis utilizing the cart sizes as recommended, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no. The motion is approved. Next item on the agenda is a public comment opportunity regarding a request for a crosswalk across Winslow Road at Connection Avenue. We have a presentation.
So the TAC request that was received and filed and was evaluated was to add a crosswalk and just signs. So it's not rapid flashing beacons, it's just our standalone signs at the intersection of Connection and Winslow. We did go out there and do traffic count, pedestrian counts out on 10-10-23. There weren't any kids in the morning, but in the afternoon, we did have a total of 11. I think it was a little colder in the morning that day. But TAC met, and even with the low amount of kids on that street, we still are recommending that we put that crosswalk in with the signs. But then in addition to it, if they're headed west to head to the schools there, we need one as we enter into Lau Park on 10th as well. And then to the south, the trail actually goes from the west side to the east side at that intersection as well. And so it makes sense to add them down there as well if we're going to put them here. So tax recommendation is to the two that are in the boxes are additional to what the residents asked for. Those would have signs that have not only bike and pedestrian, because those are side paths or trails that parallel a street, versus the one with the circle is the original request, and that would just have the pedestrian sign, because that's going from a sidewalk to a side path, and so there shouldn't be bikes on that one. But it would be paint. The paint would not be until the spring because of weather. There's a possibility the signs could go up, but it may all wait till the spring, depending on weather. But that's the recommendation from TAC.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Stick around if we have questions. At this time, the public comment period is open. Is there anyone to address council on this matter? Please come forward. Okay, seeing no one's coming forward, we'll ask if we've received any comments outside the meeting.
We did receive one comment from Frank Anderson, 1394 Huntersfield Lane, in support of the crosswalks.
Okay. Mike, you've been dealing with the people requesting it.
Yeah, so this actually came to me. So.
Okay. At this time, we will close the public comment section and proceed to the motion.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to receive and file the Traffic Advisory Committee report regarding a request for a crosswalk across Winslow Road at Connection Avenue.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to receive and file Traffic Advisory Committee report regarding the request for a crosswalk at Winslow Road and Connection Avenue. And any discussion on the motion to receive and file the request? Or the report, sorry. No discussion? Okay, all those in favor on in favor of receiving and filing the Traffic Advisory Committee report, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no. Okay, the motion is approved. Harper?
Yes, thank you. I move, I make a motion directing staff to proceed with painted crosswalks at the intersections of Winslow Road and Connection Avenue, north side, Winslow Road and Settlers Drive, north side, and Connection Avenue and North 10th Street, north side.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to direct staff to proceed with painted crosswalks at the intersections of Winslow Road and Connection Avenue, north side, Winslow Road and Settlers Drive, north side, and Connection Avenue and North Tenth Street, North Side. Any discussion on the motion to direct staff to proceed with this measure?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
I just to comment, Mike, I really appreciate, I think this is kind of a proactive measure. You know, if the either traffic count or pedestrian count, but given the just the neighborhood structure and proximity and placement of the schools, I think this is a good measure. So I think what we're doing is being a little more proactive in this case.
Other discussion? Go ahead, Sarah.
Again, another comment. Thanks, Mike, because I know I hound on this a lot and I really appreciate the time that went into looking at the patterns and the kids and what's happening with this and walking. I also think across 10th is a good one, just when you see the people coming on that trail and entering Lyle Park a lot in the morning, but appreciate the staff being, again, proactive in looking at what the community's asked for and beyond.
Any other discussion? Go ahead, Randy.
Thank you. I just wanted to go on the record as well too to say thank you for that. I've received numerous phone calls from that neighborhood to the north side there. They unfortunately fall just within that 2-mile radius of the school district, and it was Linmar's call to discontinue that bus service out there, and without appropriate sidewalks, it was very difficult for children to get to the school. We have yet still one challenge with the bridge there that is a non-pedestrian bridge. So though there won't seem to be any movement from the school district on it, at least the city is doing our part to take a proactive stance on that. So I want the neighborhood to know that, you know, we continue to keep those children in our minds and make sure that they do have those safe routes to school. So last I knew, I think we had just one developer, one last section of sidewalk that needed to be put in. I don't know if that was actually placed in there yet or not, but I know we're doing everything that we can. So thank you.
Any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no. The motion is approved.
Mayor, I move to approve ordinance number 23-29, amending the Marion Code of Ordinances by amending language regarding vacant buildings. Second consideration.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded to approve ordinance number 23-29, amending Code of Ordinances by adding language regarding vacant buildings. Discussion? Okay. All those in favor of approving the second consideration of ordinance number 23-29, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no. The motion is approved. Next item on the agenda is a public forum. Just a time set aside for comments from the members of the public on any topic. Is anyone here to address council? Please come forward. Okay, seeing no one's coming forward, we'll move on to council comments. Start with Gage this time.
Sure. I guess I'll probably not be the last to give a shout out to everybody involved in Christmas in the park, but I can be the first. So thanks to all the community partners from the chamber and Parks and Rec. Drew, you did a great job lighting that tree. And I just thought it was a fantastic turnout, and it was great to see so many people there. I also have to add, I did go to the Cedar Rapids tree lighting because you know, Marion tree. So I wanted to give my support to the tree from Marion. But it was great to be out here on Friday night and see everybody. It was a fun time. So I appreciate all the community members that came out and enjoyed the night too.
Steve?
Yeah, ditto on some of that because I was up here also. My family's up here last Friday night for the Peppermint Walk. To me, one of the most exciting things about that night is the lighting of the tree, the showing of the new lights that we have added to our uptown area. And I mean, I get so excited telling people about the new lights that we've added this year. And I'm very excited about what we're going to be doing next year. So I think we need to continue that because that is making our uptown just shine and bringing people to town. And hopefully they'll be able to see it from 20 miles away.
Yes, two items, a couple of different items. First off, want to thank Bill for being involved in the strat planning session. Appreciated it. It opened my eyes to a few things that I think are germane to the library's operations. So be forewarned that I may be in contact, okay? But again, I think that was a great event and it's foundational to the success, go forward success to the library. So keep up that kind of effort. And then the second thing I'd like just to give a shout out to Team Marion Technology. I met with Terrell and his team this week, and this was at my request, just because, as I think all of my colleagues know, I have an abnormal interest in anything relating to technology and data security. And so I thought, if I'm going to continue in that vein, I better at least have periodic conversations with Terrell's group, just to, if nothing else, be able to understand some of the questions that we need to be a little bit circumspect about discussing relative to our infrastructure security. So anyway, Terrell, thanks for causing that to happen. It was a good 45 minutes, at least for me. And I'd like to do that a couple, 3 times a year.
Okay, well, for my part, I just want to thank the members of Team Marion who were at the National Philanthropy Day luncheon to support me, and I really appreciate that. It feels good to be valued. Other things that I've done since the last meeting, spoke to the Marion Leadership in Action class. Today I was ringing the bell at Fairway in the annual mayor's bell ringing challenge.
Made the news.
Did it really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Did they say who won?
Not
I don't
yet.
know. Not that I'm competitive or anything, but there were people that came out and put nice amounts of money in the bucket, said, we want you to beat Cedar Rapids. But it's a friendly competition. It was fun. Yesterday I had the chance to speak to the Leadership for 5 Seasons class, the youth program. We've had several meetings with the potential developers who are interested in doing things in Marion. We've had several good ribbon cuttings. So lots of great things happening. And of course, the reaction of people in the entire region to the Christmas in the Park has been just tremendous. And it just shows that if you just make a little bit of extra effort, many of us remember when we used to just kind of throw up lights in the trees and call it good. But, we decided to not settle for good enough anymore and to be more intentional about it. And you see the result, and it does so much for the outlook of the community and the excitement it generates and the goodwill it generates in the community. So thanks to all involved. And that's it for our meeting today. Thank you for joining us. We have a closed session, so we'll take the motion for that.
Mayor, I move to adjourn to closed session regarding real estate transactions as permitted under section 21.51 J or I? J of the Code of Iowa.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn a closed session regarding real estate transactions as permitted under section 21.51 J of the Code of Iowa. We'll have the city attorney's statement, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have reviewed the proposed subject matter for the closed session and find the same to be appropriate under Iowa Code Section 21.51J.
Thank you. Any discussion before we vote? Roll call, please.
Mr. Miskman,
Yes.
Mr. Jensen,
Yes.
Mr. Harper,
Yes.
Mayor Abu Osley,
Yes.
Mr. Brandt,
Yes.
Ms. Menzer,
Yes.
Mr. Sterned.
Yes.
Thank you. We are adjourned to closed session. We'll see you next.